I guess we're getting right into it.
What's going on,
What's
everybody?
going
Hello,
on?
hello. Welcome to the 20M podcast, everybody. Welcome to the 20M podcast live reactions of the Capcom 2023 showcase as part of Summer Game Fest. Actually, I don't know this part of Summer Game Fest. It's part of the Summer Game Fest season, and it is in this madness of a games week. But welcome, everybody. I'm joined by my amazing co-host, as per usual, sitting to my left,
Am I to
Reno.
your left? Hello, how you doing? Good
I'm doing
morning.
Good morning. How are you? It's 6 a.m. here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It is 7
Japan time. It
Japan
is.
time. Uh, is this the best showcase time?
This is the best. This is going to be the best showcase ever because I'm actually awake. Like I'm not struggling to hold myself together like the last few ones. But still very excited. What about you? How are you feeling today?
This is honestly the worst that I've I just told you before we started the live stream that
Mm.
this is my I'm just completely beat from the previous showcases.
Mm.
But I'm excited nonetheless. I mean, like Capcom is not my favorite publisher developer. But I feel like they're one to watch in this. I mean, everybody knows it, right? Like Capcom games have been selling like hotcakes, and it's been an insane comeback story. I remember when Capcom was like, people were pretty much convinced that Capcom was on the verge of bankruptcy. So just very very excited. I know my uh webcam needs to be reloaded, but Reno, whilst I fix the tech on my side, please tell me about your experience with Capcom as we walk into the show in another 3 minutes, 4 minutes.
Oh, I guess my experience with Capcom goes much further back. Like, I don't know, like Mega Man was a big game for me. It just happened to be that Mega Man 8 was like I think when I got my PlayStation 1, you get to choose like 8 different games or something that come with it, and my dad got me Mega Man, and I really really liked it. And then from then on, I was like, okay, I like this character, so I'll just buy more of it. So I've played like Mega Man 8, X4, X5, a few other ones that came out later as well. And of course, Street Fighter. I think everyone's excited to hear more about Street Fighter. It's already like Street Fighter 6 just came out recently, but I'm sure they'll share more. I'm not a huge Monster Hunter person, but I know a lot of people who are, so I think we'll see some of that come through today is my kind of prediction. And then what else is there? I guess like Ace Attorney, but I'm not really expecting anything today. I'm a big Ace Attorney fan, but I'm not expecting anything to be coming out today. I feel like they've kind of slowed down a little bit in that regard. But yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
feel like I didn't even know that Ace. That's how bad my knowledge is. That Ace Attorney is traditionally Capcom, because I feel like I typically associate that just pure Switch Nintendo kind of
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But I mean, to your point, I mean, like my history with Capcom is more so like, and we literally talked about this yesterday. But I love Marvel vs. Capcom. That was one of
Oh
my. I'm not a
yeah,
big
big
fighting game
fan,
person
big
at all, but that
fan.
was my just love that fighting game so much. Specifically 1 and 2, I believe. But yeah, I mean, Resident Evil has been a franchise that I've been wanting to get into. Thank God Remake 4 is out, because I told everybody it's like the thing that's going to get me into the Resident Evil franchise is playing, once 4 comes out, is going back to play Remake 2, 3, and 4. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, I mean, Monster Hunter, I'm sure they're going to announce some more stuff for, God, what's their latest
I don't even
Daybreak?
know.
Sunbreak?
I'm totally confused.
But
Totally
it's one
confused.
of those things where I love how big Monster Hunter has become, especially after Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm happy for all those fans. But I know we're seeing Dragon's Dogma 2
Oh
will
yeah,
be at the
that's
show
a good
today.
one. Call out.
I'm assuming there will be some form of like celebration for Street Fighter, because they mentioned that it sold 1 million copies within a certain time frame within launch. But
Absolutely. I heard it's
yeah,
really good, which is like from people who aren't normally fighting game folks. So I'm very intrigued.
yeah. Again, chatting with some other journalist friends, but John from KKP was saying that Street Fighter is definitely like a great title to come out. I was saying that like my fighting game interest leads a little bit more towards Mortal Kombat 1, just because of the cameo feature.
Oh
And
yeah.
again, just
Okay.
taking a little bit of like the Capcom energy. It's more because of the cameo. The cameo feature is a lot like the Marvel vs. Capcom tag team
Yeah, yeah,
kind of like,
the tag team thing.
yeah.
That's really cool.
But let's go ahead and see the transition to over to the screen.
Yeah, I think it's
Just under
starting
50
very
seconds
soon.
away. Let's
Just
bump
letting
up.
our Instagram folks know we're live.
But if you're joining us, welcome to the 20M podcast live here, everybody. If you're joining us on the live stream, good morning. Hello. Join along with us. We'll be reacting alongside you, reacting to some of the notes that you put in chat as well. This whole Summer Game Fest is a celebration, so let's celebrate and get excited about some games together. But if you're watching us on VOD, hello regardless. How are you doing? How did you enjoy the showcase? What's your favorite showcase been so far?
Ooh, 10 seconds.
This is it.
These countdowns are just...
This is so cool.
we need to do that countdown tier list. Like, we've had so many different types. This one is the most big, I feel.
I agree.
The last zero.
Yeah.
Okay.
Glad you're there, man. Doing good.
Alright, here we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Capcom
Bump it up a
Showcase.
little bit.
Before we get started, we'd like to share that June 11th, 2023
40
marked
years.
Capcom's
Oh, wow.
40th anniversary.
Congratulations, Capcom.
A big thanks to everyone for playing our games. It's thanks to our amazing fans that we can celebrate such a milestone. We look forward to creating many more games in the years to come, and we hope that you'll continue to enjoy them. Now it's time to show off our latest titles at the Capcom Showcase.
This is actually very hype.
Stay tuned
Yeah.
until the end so you don't miss anything. Let's take a look at
Oh
this
my
video.
god, we're
Oh,
starting.
cool,
Oh my god,
yeah.
we're starting with what I'm excited for. Ah.
That's really cool.
They play the same trailer again, though.
I know. You had a great tweet go out about it. Do you want to remind me? I was gonna say the audience, but I was like, I forgot what the tweet was like as well.
I think I mostly just commented about how, you know, there's a lot of like Japanese aesthetic, Japanese inspired games, but this particular style I really liked because it wasn't just, I don't know, it just felt very different and it had a really cool art style. It's very bright and colorful, but at the same time, it feels really creepy, right? Like look at it. Like, it's bright, but there's something sinister behind it, and I feel like that's very cool. And it also reminds me of another game I used to play called Blood Hotel, which is Tezuka Osamu IP, so the guy who did like Astro Boy. And it's a game like pretty much like this, and as far as I can see with the footage, like just a lot of like action adventure, but some interesting mechanics and a lot of demons, and demons in a very like Japanese demons in a very like not like they're ugly, you know, that kind of style.
Yeah.
In that sense, it's very like a very honest portrayal, I think. And they look like this. Like this is what the game could have been if it was made in 2019. So I'm super excited about this particular game.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, it's like, I said this when we first saw this trailer, it does remind me a lot more of like that PS2 era.
Yeah.
Mostly in like this, literally this, what we're watching right now, right? Like not fully isometric, not fully over the shoulder third person. Just some of those action games that used to exist within that era. But so does the like monster design, the level design. So it looks weirdly nostalgic.
It does, it does. I totally get that. And they are just showing the trailer, which we saw at
Yeah, which we
yesterday's
saw.
expo. Oh wait, no.
Japanese
hey,
action
there we go,
games
there
come
we
to life
go.
Through the power of RE Engine. Experience a unique blend of strategy and action in this epic tale. A beautiful yet unsettling world of mystery awaits in
That's exactly what I said.
Tsugaku, Path of the Goddess. Coming to Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S,
The masks are so
PlayStation
cool.
5,
The,
and
the
Steam.
Lotus mask, yeah. That really struck me. Beautiful.
That's it.
Kind of. Oh wait,
He just read the
Mega Man
press
X
release
starring
line. Like,
coming to Steam, iOS, and Android.
Oh, Mega Man.
yeah, I know when this was announced. Wait, what? It's not bad. I completely misread
Full
that.
premiere. I thought it said it was like a DLC update.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is.
For a second, I thought the girl in the middle was like Hatsune Miku. I was
The
like,
deep
what?
block, which holds collected memories of the Mega Man X series, is under attack.
Oh man, I
Dive
want to get
into
back into
cyberspace
it.
using hunter
I really
programs
wish
to
I
recover
was
data before it's too late.
a
It's
Mega
not too
Man
late.
person.
It's not too late.
No, I know. I just like when I was playing it, it was on the PlayStation 1, like
Play
Rockman
as
X,
Mega Man
right?
X
Yeah,
and
yeah.
other characters
That's what
from
I
the
had
Mega
too.
Man franchise.
Yeah,
Including
but
characters
it
that haven't been
it never
playable
jived with me
before.
fully.
I see. Are you not much of a platformer, or?
No, I'm a big platformer, but I guess like I was doing 3D
Level up
platformers
your favorite characters and equipment
by
to
that
create
time. But I
powerful
like my
hunters.
first games were like Donkey Kong Country, Super Mario, right? So
Ah, yeah.
Power up your
those
weapons
are
and more to
essentially
customize
platformers.
your
It's just something about
character
Mega Man's
however you
design that
want.
never sat with me well as a
I
kid.
thought you,
Mega
I
Man
thought you'd
X
like it because there's
Dive
like
Offline.
Mega Man who's like the Sora, and then Zero who's like the Riku.
Zero?
Like,
Yeah.
Control and develop over
I didn't even know they were
100
two different characters growing up, which is the funny thing.
One
Play as
is
a
red and one is
variety of
blue. What do you
characters,
mean?
including
I thought they were
new
different
heroes created
suits,
for
you know.
Mega Man X
Ah,
Dive.
okay. It's like he lets his hair out in the red suit. but not in the blue
Element
suit.
medals to recover memory pieces. Then analyze recovered memories to unlock characters.
That's interesting. This looks like a mobile game. You know what I mean?
It does look like a mobile game.
Like
I don't know about leveling up
There are
characters.
more
I just
than
want to play Mega
900
Man.
stages to play.
I'm such a
Challenging
boomer.
mechanics and enemies.
Like when they add too many
game
gameplay mechanics, I'm like, oh, just let me jump around and shoot. That's all I want. Like, it's too
Yeah.
much.
Build the ultimate hunter and save the deep log from total destruction.
The style is very much the same from like 20 years ago, like PlayStation 1. Like the platform, it's a bit more polished, but it's still essentially the same.
Absolutely.
Mega Man X Dive Offline launches in 2023.
So it is mobile.
Ah, okay. No wonder it looks mobile.
Yeah. It's like you're unable to upgrade your
Now,
character
here's
unless
the
you pay another
Capcom Spotlight
$20.
Corner.
Oh my god, no! You reckon they didn't mention gacha?
There has to be
A
microtransactions
new
in its
era
mobile.
of fighting games is upon us. Street Fighter VI launched on June 2nd. It's already received an enthusiastic welcome from fighting game fans around the world.
How do
Yeah.
you feel about this
Street
narration?
Fighter VI includes World Tour, an expansive single-player
I think it's
story
okay.
mode. Fighting Ground, the core fighting
It's a lot
game
more
experience made even more accessible.
narration than the previous showcases.
Oh really? Okay.
That
And
we've
Battle
no, as in
Hub,
like the ones that
a
we've watched
social
this week.
space where players from around the world can compete and hang out. These are the game's
Compete and
three
hang
main
out.
modes.
The hangout mode.
In addition, we're planning to release new fighters and content, so you can enjoy the game for a long time to come.
Or at least summer vibes. Oh my god. Look at the swimsuits.
Street Fighter VI is out now for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4,
Tekken is gonna have
Series
their work
X,
cut out for them
Xbox
when
Series
that
S,
comes
and
out.
Steam. Don't miss it.
I agree. I 100% agree, actually.
It looks amazing.
We also have an announcement for Capcom Pro Tour 2023. This year's Capcom Pro Tour will feature Street Fighter VI, the newest entry in the series. Players from around the world will compete in regional matches and battle to be this year's champion. To
If y'all
celebrate
want to
the
hear a
launch of
story
Street
about
Fighter
how
VI,
Rino
this
accidentally
year,
entered
we
a
have
fighting
our
game
largest
tournament, you
prize
can listen
pool
to
ever.
the
total
podcast
prize pool
episode
for
that we
Capcom
have on the
Pro
channel
Tour
right
is over
now.
$2 million,
God.
with $1 million going to first place.
That was
Capcom
not
Pro
as
Tour
terrible as I thought it would
2023
go.
will feature 3 types of tournaments:
I see a lot of
online
like
premieres
esports happening in
offline
Malaysia.
premieres,
Have you
and
seen
World
that?
Warrior.
Like people playing fighting games
The winners
competitively?
of each tournament
Yeah, I know
will advance to the
KKP
World
just did
Finals at
one of
Capcom
their
Cup 10.
Leap events,
Yeah.
as well
Stay
as
tuned to see
a
which
collaboration
player will
with
crush the
a local
competition
game store
and take home
for
this year's championship.
Street Fighter 6 this past weekend as well.
Yeah,
Um,
that looks pretty
We have
cool.
news about Street Fighter League.
Yeah, I think we have a strong
JP
fighting game community as
2023.
well. I know for me, it's
In
like
Street
I've
Fighter League, the world's top players
interacted
form
with the
teams
Smash
of 4
community
and
quite a
compete
lot,
in official
but a very, very small
Capcom Team
community.
League matches. We have
But
the
yeah, I know
largest
Guilty
number
Gear
of
is another
teams ever.
big one
yeah, that's a
in
big
this
one.
The opening
region.
match
So
will be held on July 7th and will be streamed live on the Capcom Fighters JP channel on YouTube and Twitch. Don't forget about the
that's something
Street Fighter
about
League World
Street
Championship
Fighter, the music, the
2023.
bass, just slapping the bass, you know.
The US and
So good.
European leagues will determine the teams that will go
It's
on
so
to
great
compete in the
how
World
fighting games lend
Championship.
so easily to like competition, and by the default you can have a community. I mean, whether it's a good or a toxic community is different.
Get up
but
close and
it feels
personal
like it's easy
with
to
Resident
just
Evil
come
4
together for
on
that reason.
PlayStation 5. The game's main story
Yeah, I
will be
agree.
playable in VR with PlayStation
I hate
VR2.
these. It's like, hey,
Thanks to the power of PlayStation
We know you're
VR
scared,
2,
RF.
you'll be
What we're
able
gonna
to
do is develop
experience an
VR
even more
versions of these
immersive version of the
games
game.
to make it even scarier.
This looks pretty frightening.
Take aim as you fight to survive. RE4's cutting-edge
Oh
knife
my
action
God.
is a core part of the game.
I actually would love to
And the
try them mostly
PlayStation
because
VR
like
2 Sense
supposedly they're
controller
pretty
makes
good.
parrying even
There's
They
more
had
you
it-
can do VR mode for Resident Evil 8 as
Experience
well.
extreme survival horror firsthand.
They had it as a demo at Tokyo Game Show last year, but I didn't get to try it out.
Resident Evil 4 VR mode is a free DLC exclusive to PlayStation VR 2.
Oh, it's free DLC.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting how they like support the VR for the past 2 titles now for Resident Evil. You know?
Now on to the
It makes
next
perfect
game
sense
in
to me.
today's lineup.
I don't know. This sounds like a horror game.
Oh, is this the spacey one that we saw at a PlayStation showcase a while ago?
Is that Clara? Oh.
Up you go. Sorry, kid. Still got a ways to go.
Interesting.
Wow.
I don't know this one at all. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
That's so meta.
That's kind of cool to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Wow, look
Clara
at
is
their.
so
I'm assuming this is
interesting.
RE Engine as well. Yeah, wow. So what did the drawing say? They canceled out 2023 in general, right?
Yeah, and then a question mark, and it's like very
Yeah.
scary. And I guess it's a second delay because they crossed up 2022.
It's almost
Right.
time for Ghost Trick. Here's the latest on the game.
Yeah, I mean that game's looks awesome. So let the team sit at home and cook. You know.
Hello everyone, I'm Shu Takumi, the original creator of Ghost Trick. It's almost time for the
Is he
game's
real?
release, and I can't wait for you to play.
You think this is CGI
But first,
model?
He
let's
looks
get started with
rendered.
this.
It also looks like a fighting game, like a character announcer, because
Yeah.
the lighting is like a spotlight.
Exactly. I can't tell anymore. Ooh.
Ghost Trick.
Interesting art style. Feels like an indie.
The demo for Ghost Trick is available now for download. The story stars a lonely spirit named Cecil. In the course of solving his own murder, he will meet and change the lives of all sorts of people in all sorts of situations. Things may seem unrelated at first, but each person plays a vital role in Cecil's story. And together, their stories will lead him to one ultimate truth. So think of the demo as a doorway, inviting you into a great big mystery. It's been 30 years since we made the original game. And just like Cecil, I met many new people, and there were many
Oh, wow.
miracles that occurred during its development. I have no doubt these experiences are what shaped Ghost Trick into the unforgettable game it is. To the team developing ported this game, and all the
So it's a
fans have shown
port?
so much love
A
towards it,
remaster?
I'm so grateful to all of you. I'm
I
thrilled that through
am
this
not
rebirth,
sure.
Ghost Trick will be available to so many more people around the world.
Looks like they're just bringing
Now
this
to
property
wait
back,
for its
right?
release. And one more
Initial
thing.
release date
I
2000. Yeah,
practiced
2010.
very hard for 2 weeks for this appearance. So, should we meet someday, it will make me very happy if it could speak in Japanese.
That's so cute. Oh my
It's
god, I
kind
love
of
that
cute,
so
but it also
much.
is just like, hey, let me reinforce my national language for you bastards because
No,
I
but, like,
practice. Like,
The
don't speak
first
to me in
part,
English. Yeah.
I practice very hard. Like I would do that, man. I would like if I had a presentation, be like,
I mean,
hey.
I mean, it's really interesting because the Square Enix presentation yesterday, the CEO, the
From
new CEO of
creator
Square
the
Enix
Ace
came out.
Attorney series, Shu Takumi. This
It's
classic
spoken
mystery
English.
game is being reborn. One night, a man named Cecil loses both his memory and his life. Using the powers of the dead, he tries to solve the mystery of his own death. The only clue he has is a red-headed detective. A night of mystery begins anew. A rookie detective, brimming with a sense of justice, She too is being targeted, and Sissel witnesses
I love the
her
lines,
death.
like not the line art. The line art is
was
great,
I?
but I love the harsh lines they're
Why
using
was I
for
killed?
character art.
Yeah.
Who killed
It's
me?
like such a cool style.
But
And what
it
does it mean? that I
feels
was
like a
given these
visual
powers of the
novel,
dead?
but looks like a platform.
Use
Yeah.
the powers of the dead to possess and trick items. The
The
controls are
classic
easy. Connect
sunglasses, a
Sissel's
la
glowing
Squirrel
blue
Squad,
soul to the
Gurren
core of
Lagann.
objects to possess
Yeah.
them.
Bring them back,
Possess the
man.
tire.
Or get a pair. Bring them
Possess the
back.
bowl.
I wish.
Possess the star ornament. You can then trick the
Let us know in the
objects
live
you
chat, everybody, if
possess.
y'all are familiar with
Trick the guitar
Ghost
to
Trick.
play
This
it.
is just a property
What
that
will
I
happen when you trick the
do not have
card?
familiarity with.
Trick
I mean, the
door to
suit that
open
he's
it.
wearing, you know, the mask, like
Possessing
Cartoon
and
Network.
tricking objects will let
Yeah.
you access new
Yeah, that kind
areas.
of.
Sissel
Style.
can go back
Cartoon
4
Network.
minutes
Was it
before
not
someone's
Cartoon Network?
death.
You know,
No.
like
What happened before her murder?
the green mask, the guy who.
No, I know
person
the
was-
mask. I just I didn't know that was a Cartoon Network. Like I don't associate
Follow
masks with
past
Cartoon Network.
events in real time. The limit, however, is 4
Associated with
minutes.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim
Help
Carrey.
people avoid near-death predicaments. and
This is like
change their
there's a couple
fates.
games that this is reminding me of,
Sissel will face death in
but
many
it's weirdly
forms.
reminding me of
Changing their fates will
The
change
World
the
Ends With You.
story.
Oh, I see that. I
like
think
in
it's
its
the...
character
That
and
story
world
must be linked in
and
some
style.
way to the mystery
Yes,
of
yes,
Sissel's
yes.
death.
The portraits, especially, I think.
Yeah,
Ghost Trick, launching on June 30th, 2023.
but the music
Demo
is
version available now. Don't miss the pre-order bonuses. See
the
the
music's
official
doing it for me,
website
though.
for details.
Pre-order bonus, and you get 4 image packages.
Yeah, so is it a remaster? We'll look it
Now
up after
on
the
to the
show,
next
like
game
a
in today's lineup.
revitalization of that game, because it looked like the aspect ratio was in 4:3 TV format.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what's this? Oh wait! No way! New Ace Attorney? Like actually new? Or... Oh, that music. This guy.
Gosh,
No, but this is like the old stuff. Are they? Oh my god, they're gonna just repackage it.
it looks
Okay,
so
no,
pretty.
just going through it. Okay, do listen. There we go.
Yeah, because they released one last year, right? A dual pack last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's like a bundle of
Yeah.
this. Look. Oh, this is a remaster.
I've never
it
played
the-
an Ace Attorney game, and
That's sacrilegious.
I know, and whenever I see people tweet about it, like I'm so happy.
There's so many memes. See, like everyone's 3D now. The originals were they were just like character portraits.
Yeah. What an iconic. How many people do you think are lawyers because of Ace Attorney?
I hope not. I really hope not. But, oh, trilogy. So that is a bundle, isn't it?
Mm.
I think that's okay. Oh, so it was
In
fun
Ace
to watch.
Attorney, players serve as lawyers for the falsely accused. Battle for justice in the courtroom and uncover the truth.
I love the
Now, the
Background
fourth, fifth,
assets
and
as well.
sixth mainline Ace Attorney
Yeah.
games are
Like, it
being
feels so
brought
detailed.
together to share the story of Apollo Justice and his
See,
allies
Apollo's
in the
so
dark
grown up
age of the
now.
law. On Nintendo
He was like a
Switch,
little kid when I
PlayStation
played, but
4,
now he's like
Xbox
a main
One,
character. I think he's grown up.
and Steam.
Is that a weird
It's like
thing
you're an
to say?
Asian parent, like happy that
Courtroom drama
your child is a
game that
lawyer,
they
a successful
relitigated
lawyer now.
in
Yes.
Beautiful full HD. Available in 7 languages: Japanese, English, French, German, Korean.
Objection in French is just
Yeah, I know. This is so funny. This is so cool.
We've also added voice recordings for the new languages.
That's awesome.
We're sure there's
Yeah.
no objection to everything included in this
Oh my
collection.
god.
Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy is currently in development for release in early 2024. Please look forward to more information about this.
I know there were a lot of
collection
games
in
on the DS as well, right? I feel like it is perfect for the Switch.
I mean, it's a great IP, and I guess
Next, we
remastering it
have
makes it
some
more
Capcom
accessible
news to share.
to new friends, new folks to the series. So that's great for them.
This month marks Capcom's 40th anniversary. As part of the celebration, we've opened a digital theme park called Capcom Town.
Oh
Take
my
a stroll through the
god.
museum
Are
to
you
view original
serious?
artwork and other materials from various titles on display.
This is
The Cap-
cool, I think.
Capcom
You can even
Metaverse.
play a few of Capcom's beloved classics for free.
Oh,
Head on over to the castle to cast your vote in the Capcom elections.
this is such a early 2000s concept.
It is. I think I played
Participants will
something
receive a
called
special reward, so
Daimler
don't
Chrysler
miss out.
Motown that looked like this.
I don't know
We
what that
can't
is.
wait for everyone to enjoy
It's like
these
backed by like
attractions,
an auto brand. Like an auto brand created a mini game.
Yeah.
along with the many other fun experiences we've prepared at
Okay.
Okay,
a
Capcom.
Capcom ID account is required to play Resident Evil
yeah.
RE-verse,
Reverse.
our new upcoming title Exo Primal,
Exo Primal.
Oh, Exo Primal.
and to use the online features of Street Fighter 6.
Just a PSA, like
You
make
can
sure you
also
make your
use this
accounts.
account with
Yeah.
other Capcom services and campaigns, such as a survey about today's Capcom showcase. We'll release more titles and services compatible with Capcom ID soon. Register now for Capcom ID.
It's a little bit odd, but
Now
I feel like
for
they
the
have some
winner
winners
KPIs
of
they want to
Exo
meet.
Primal ahead
Yeah,
of next
exactly.
month's launch.
Hello, everyone. I'm Takudo Hideoka, the director of Exo Primal. I'm excited to share the latest
didn't
Exo
practice for
Primal
2
news
weeks to
with
speak
you all.
English.
But first, let's check out this video.
That's some really like the Exo Primal logo is really cool.
It is.
Hello? Thought I heard activity on this frequency. Hello? My name is Garrett Siles.
Basically, the IP's godfather. He was responsible for the entire Exosuit project.
You know, Anchor Division, I assume?
Exosuits were developed right here.
I need exosuits. It's our only shot. We need access to the past. All my R&D is just waiting to be picked up back in 2040. Intact and hot off the presses.
I didn't realize there was like a time travel element to Exo Primal.
You can shut it down. The whole thing.
I remember the craziest thing that I saw after the release of the first trailer was how people weren't valuing enough about the tech. Like the fact that you have thousands of dinosaurs move around flawlessly with the frame rate that they're running, like shows that they've like optimized this game like crazy.
A Neosaur. I mean, look at this. It's a walking glob of stuff.
I don't know any other dinosaur games besides like the Jurassic franchise. So, I don't know if you do, but
That'd be
this
like a
feels-
really good topic to cover, dinosaur games.
dinosaur games. Great. Because I feel like the premise for this sets it up to be really interesting, where it's like a futuristic setting, but it's also a dinosaur game.
Serial numbers. Look for anything starting with 1, 8,
Give me the Telltale Land Before Time action, no, adventure game.
Give us Land Before Time action adventure, absolutely.
Golos, the Hammerheads.
Well done. You fought desperately and survived. The perfect exosuit development project is
Who is that?
activating
Like an
God.
AI overlord.
summon
God.
Neo
AI.
T-Rex swarm.
Neo
This is all
T-Rex.
helping to make a better exosuit.
Good hunting, Ace.
Okay, so I just thought this game was
Oh,
about
that's
fighting
cool.
dinosaurs, but clearly there's a huge plot to this.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Presenting my most exciting combat project, the Savage Gauntlet.
Cool. And then we know that we have the Street Fighter
Oh, the Street Fighter
like skin or
collab?
character, yeah, collab.
Street Fighter Exo Primal.
Oh, and they're doing a pass as well. Oh,
course.
these look so sick. Oh, I feel like if this
that's exactly what they wanted you to say.
There's a battle pass. There's a battle pass. Of course. That's more interesting to me that they're treating it as a live service game,
Yeah.
like full on.
What did you
When
think?
I thought it was just like a hey,
That
jump
was
in
a
with your
lot of
friends,
new.
co-op, get in
Before
and
we
out.
dive in, I'd like to
I
give
think
a
they
huge
have. I think
thanks
that's
to all the
what
players
people
who
have to do these days, right? To
participated in the
ensure
open
like
beta
the loop
test
of
back in
people
March.
like playing regularly.
We were extremely pleased to have so many participants.
That's a heavy investment,
Plus, you gave us a lot of invaluable
especially for an
feedback.
IP that like
We can't thank
I
you
feel like
enough.
by name isn't as popular.
While only portions
the
of
Capcom
Primal
catalog.
survival
an
content were
old
made
IP?
available for the open beta test,
I don't.
today we'll be introducing
think
more
it's
content included in the full game.
According to his wiki
Let's
page,
take a look at
it's-
what you can expect when Exo Primal launches on July 14th. Let's start with the story. Ace, the game's protagonist, is transported to the year 2040 and forced to participate in a never-ending series of war games. The story unfolds as you play through Dino Survival, the game's main mode. Gathering intel
Dino Survival.
So cool.
unravels the mysteries surrounding parallel worlds and the AI entity known as Leviathan. At
Wow,
times,
super
players
interesting.
will also engage in special boss battles
that
as part
Ultron?
of the main story.
Dino
Survival
Age of Ultron.
mode will also change as the story progresses. You'll unlock new missions with a variety of objectives, including 10-player co-op.
I used to be a big dinosaur kid.
Really?
So hypothetically,
Who's your
this
favorite
should, like,
dinosaur?
the Brontosaurus.
The vegetarian.
Why are you like categorizing them into like the meat eater or the vegetarian? Like, there's hundreds of dinosaurs. It's like it's not the vegetarian. It's like, oh, that's
but
the
is that
vegan one.
Littlefoot? Is that
Yes.
Littlefoot?
Yes.
Yeah. The pacifist one.
You can also personalize your appearance with
This-
a variety of cosmetics.
this is awesome.
Such as exosuit skins, weapon skins,
The
decals,
customized skins.
Customization.
Yeah.
The game also features
And the
a
dancing.
Because when I
Dancing?
first saw,
Did
yeah,
you
the
see that?
dancing, yeah, it's so Fortnite.
compete with squads from
Because
around
my
the
biggest
world
like
for the fastest completion
thing
times,
against this
or
game
by
when I first
earning
saw it
awards
was
for
like I wasn't that big of a fan
like
of the
most
suits.
damage block with a tank suit.
Oh,
in the back.
really?
But if you tell me I can customize the
There
hell
are
out of
many
them,
ways to
it's awesome.
enjoy the game, even after
So that's your
completing the
thing.
main
Like
story.
that's why you like Mega Man. You don't like space.
I think you're
suits.
right, huh?
We took
Like
your
certain
feedback
space
into
suits do it for me,
consideration as
certain
well.
don't.
In
What
the
about Buzz
full
Lightyear
version of
suit?
Exoprimal,
Nah,
we plan
okay.
to implement a mode
What?
where victory is determined by
Purple and
completing missions
green.
as quickly as possible, instead of direct combat with other players. We hope you look forward to that.
I will play this if it's co-op,
Now,
as
let's
usual.
go over all the new info we just saw in the video. Who was that new face at the beginning? Meet Dr. Signs, the developer of the exosuits, and the head of Anchor Division, IBS's elite research group based on Bikitoa Island. The Stratovator, a space elevator that extends
That's such a
from
cool
Anchor Division
sci-fi
research
world.
facility into orbit, will also be a playable map. Incredible battles will unfold while exofighters and dinosaurs clash atop this massive space elevator. Players will even encounter dangerous mutations of dinosaurs, known as neosaurs, the most deadly among them being the Neo T-Rex. You'll need to work together with your team to stand
Why
a
does the
chance of
T-Rex
taking
always
them
get
down.
like?
Yeah, T-Rex is
No.
like the A-list
Is that a
celebrity of
swarm
the
of Neo
dinosaurs.
T-Rexes?
I know. I'm like, come
What are
on, show some love to
Leviathan's
the
true intentions?
Triceratops.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the deal with this new exosuit? While it may look similar to Deadeye, this exosuit is a variant called Deadeye Alpha Burst Fire. Unlike the default Deadeye, this variant comes
That's such a cool
equipped with
animation
weapon
piece.
that can burst
That is
fire
cool.
or be used as a shotgun.
So are we still
allowing
human? We are,
exofighters
right?
to
In-
change their
underneath
style.
there somewhere.
Underneath the exosuits, yeah.
Exosuit
Unless you're
variants,
asking that
including Deadeye
existentially.
Alpha, will be added in a title update following the full version's release.
This looks so cool. It just reminds me so much of like a arcade
At the end
kind
of
of
the
like
video,
a
Yeah.
type of
Yeah.
concept.
Savage Gauntlet, a mode that lets you take on special 5-player missions that change weekly. In this
Oh,
mode,
interesting.
Players can enjoy a change of pace from Dino Survival by competing against exofighters from all over the world for the fastest completion time.
That's pretty cool.
More info about exosuit variants and Savage Gauntlet will be revealed.
Yeah, I
at the
didn't realize this
Xbox
game had so
Games
much like
Showcase Extended.
multiplayer. I
Yeah.
really thought it was just a
Be sure
linear
to tune
story.
in.
I totally agree. As in, like,
Last but
again,
not
I didn't
least.
realize how live servicey of a game it was.
We're excited
cool.
to announce that we'll be holding a second open beta test. This time, we're including additional story-related missions, 10-player co-op missions, and other adjustments based on everyone's feedback. Check out the official website. for dates
10-player
and
co-op
times.
missions. That's so interesting.
I mean, we just heard about
hope you're
33
all
Immortal
excited to
yesterday,
try
like
out this new
33
mode.
player co-op. Who has 33 friends?
Players will also
Seriously.
receive a new reward for participating. miss out.
Gamers, let us know. How many friends do you
We'll
have in
continue
your
to make adjustments to
libraries?
Exoprimal, leading up to the game's launch on July 14th. Thank you again for all the feedback. We look forward to seeing you in the second open beta test. That's all we have for you today. See you in the War Games.
I think just
It's
cool
going
IP.
to be a ton of fun.
Very cool.
Really curious
Next
to
up
see
is the last title we'll be showing off today.
how it ends up, but yeah, cool IP. But yes, give us Dragon's Dogma.
Nice and quick. This is the last one. Did you play the first one?
Hi everyone. My name is
I played the
Hideaki
first
Itsuno,
one
and I'm the director of
a couple months
Dragon's
ago,
Dogma 2.
but I only got like
It's been
6-7
over a
hours
year
in.
since we celebrated 10
I wasn't
years of
personally in the
Dragon's
mood, but I
Dogma,
can see why
and I can
people
finally give you
enjoyed
some
it.
more information about the new game. First, let's take a look at the trailer we revealed the other day.
It reminds me a lot of like my experience with Skyrim,
Yeah, it does.
where you're just so totally immersed in this world.
You do not remember? Then have you forgotten that you protected me from the dragon's flames?
You need only believe in your own destiny, Arisa.
Ooh, it looks great.
Begs the question, if he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen? Empress Nadinia's life is in your hands, Sir Arisen.
Khajiit has where if you have coin. Wow. Very Monster Hunter-esque there.
Very. There's just so many of these. Like I wouldn't know if I wanted to get into like one of these types of, what do you call them? Like action, fantasy, high fantasy.
High
games,
fantasy, yeah.
Which I don't even know which one I would pick or which one I would start with.
I know the big component of Dragon's Dogma is like a lot of the beast slaying, the hunting.
What did you think? The action RPG game
Uh,
Dragon's Dogma was released in 2012.
So for me, I feel
Now,
like
a decade later, I'm proud to
maneuvering
share
around
a
the
look at
world,
highly anticipated
hunting
sequel,
monsters down.
Dragon's Dogma 2. Today I want to talk about
Sounds
two
exactly like Monster
characteristics
Hunter,
that Dragon's
now that I
Dogma
say it
2
out loud,
will
so you're
be
right.
its predecessor. First, Dragon's Dogma 2 will be a single-player game, but with pawns at your side, it will feel
Yeah,
like co-op.
there we go.
How will
And
it
second,
feel like a
gameplay
hop?
will
if
feature
it's
Because
not
I think you can
co-op?
set up
mechanics
your character as
set in an
pawns,
open-world
so
environment.
I can download your
The
character to my
Dragon's
game.
Dogma series,
Oh,
embark on your
like
adventures
like,
with
but like
pawns.
AI.
But as
Pawns are
AI, yeah.
beings controlled by AI. Alongside the player-controlled Arisen, you can embark on your journey with a main pawn that can be customized to your liking, as well as up to 2 additional support pawns you can borrow from other players.
Okay, like
To
Star.
form a party of up to 4 characters.
Don't say that. Why?
Pawns are controlled
Not at
by
all
the
like
AI
Star.
and are
No,
now
yeah, it is.
capable of even more precise decisions than in the previous title, helping you.
I got
in
really
battle.
angry at my pawn
They
when I
can
first
also
played.
help
This is one of the
guide
reasons
you
why I
to
fell
new
off.
I'm
the first
angry
Dragon's
at your
Dogma.
pawn.
Or give you a high five following a successful
That's
Because the
Yeah,
AI
nothing.
wasn't as
Really
great. I was like,
feels
come on,
like
man,
playing in a
commit.
party with other players.
Yeah, I know the climbing
Dragon's
mechanic was
Dogma
also
2
something that
is
was
built
like
with the RE engine, resulting in a dense
great
world
about that game.
woven with high graphical
But yeah, dude, I feel like
fidelity. You'll enjoy a
Capcom
world roughly 4 times the size of the
really,
original
really
Dragon's Dogma,
did something with RE
more to
engine.
experience than ever before.
The games running
The
on it just
characters and
seems so
monsters that
gorgeous.
populate the world are
4
given
times the
life
size it
thanks to the
says.
power of AI. And
Power of
players
it-
will feel
ooh.
like they've been reborn in this vibrant fantasy world. You can look forward to a variety of vocations to choose from. Your vocation will shape your Arisen's role throughout the adventure. Will you take on enemies with swords?
Whoa!
Magic? It's all up to you. We'll have much more to share in the future, but for now, I want to go over a few sections from the trailer that show what we've improved for Dragon's Dogma 2.
Okay. I'm excited about this segment.
This game is designed to enable players to take on situations in their own way. In addition to AI, advanced technology like immersive physics
That's so cool. That
brings
person just
pawns,
throw the other
monsters, and
character on top of
NPCs to
it.
life. What would happen if you destroyed that bridge, or if you pulled that monster's leg? What other exciting possibilities can you think of? Meet two characters pivotal to the story that also appear in the game's key art. Ulrika, a bow wielder with a deep connection to the Arisen, and Nadinia, a high priestess of the Beast Ring, which appear in the series for the first time. What destiny awaits? How will they affect your fate? The intricate
there always
relationships
furries
and
in this
situations
series?
you will encounter
Yeah.
in the game are sure to keep you on your toes.
I think so.
During your adventure, you will come across familiar monsters from the previous game, as well as new monsters such as Medusa. You can look forward to new player vocations and many new experiences unique
That's cool.
to Dragon's Dogma 2.
He seems very
Please stay
passionate about
tuned
it.
Yeah,
for more
yeah.
information. Thank you so much for tuning in.
I could see Dragon's Dogma if this one sells and does well. I could see it becoming a franchise with like a staple fantasy RPG franchise that people look fondly upon. You know what I mean? Like by Dragon's Dogma 3, it'd be one of those like. It was always a good franchise, but the more iterations come out, people realize how good of a series it is. Yeah. Back at it. What's happening?
It's sale. That was the last trailer, so they're showing us what's on sale.
Why is I'm gonna just let this happen.
Starting today, I guess, since it's their 4th anniversary. Happy birthday, Capcom.
Yeah. Oh, it was because they did mess up the IGN asset. That's why I find it so weird. All right, let's proceed with our own post show. Rino, what did you think about the Capcom 2023 showcase? 40 years of Capcom. What were some memorable things you saw throughout there? What were your overall initial reactions of the showcase? Our last live reaction to the Summer Game Fest of showcases.
I didn't expect to call it that they were just gonna rebundle previous Ace Attorney titles again.
Yeah.
But you know, like I mentioned earlier, at least it makes it more accessible to a newer audience. They're all great games, so no real issues with them remaking them or repackaging them. I hope people. Here's looking at you, Arief. Give it a try.
Ace Attorney.
Ace Attorney, absolutely.
Yeah, I think like that's cool. It's cool that they can have announcements, and I think this is the beauty of Capcom. And you're looking at our background as well, like the breadth of Capcom properties. It's like you don't need to hear about Devil May Cry. I'm sure whatever team is probably working on the next iteration, Devil May Cry or whatever have you. But it's like the Monster Hunter. I'm actually really shocked that we didn't get any, like Monster Hunter updates for the showcase, because I feel like, and then again, I feel like we've seen so much Monster Hunter content across different showcase, whether it be PlayStation or Xbox, PlayStation or Switch or whatever have you. But I think overall just a nice, succinct, like compact showcase. They showed a lot more of their other titles that I personally wouldn't really think of when I think of Capcom. But to end with Dragon's Dogma, again, I feel like they're positioning that game to be like, I don't know. I think for me that game never really had the love it deserved from what it seems like. And then during the pandemic, and especially because the game was so cheap, the amount of fans that really rallied behind the game over the past like 2 years or so have increased. So I'm curious to see, like I've just mentioned in the last moments of that show, like the future of Dragon's Dogma, and if Capcom is really trying to position that as like one of their main titles that will sell 1 million copies within within a day of it releasing or whatever. But it looks okay. I mean, like it looks like a solid upgrade. I would love to hear some hands-on previews of those that have the opportunity before I fully commit myself to that. But yeah, overall I think a pretty solid showcase.
There's a comment in chat that I want to address, talking about the Mega Man game and how it's no longer F2P. And then like, both of us were saying like, oh, this looks like a mobile game, and then it turned out it was a mobile game, and then we're like, oh, they're gonna do microtransactions, and it's like, that's not that. I don't know. I'm sure there's a market for that, but I as a Mega Man purist, I just want to play. I just want to play Mega Man. I
Go
don't
play the
need.
50 Mega Man games that are available on the Switch,
Yeah,
Reno.
I'll play.
Like,
I'll play
don't
the
complain about
OGs.
this one. I mean, like, if you want to talk about the industry and like a little bit of that concept, I think for me, I have no issue with it because it's one vertical of that property. Where what I would find frustration is that if that was the only game in that property and it was like a microtransaction mobile game, but for me, it's like, look, the more revenue a company makes, the more that revenue can be generated into like games that we maybe might care about a little bit more. But for me, it's also like it gives longevity to the franchise. Where I know, for example, like Fire Emblem is another kind of gacha-y mobile game that I don't traditionally play Fire Emblem games, but I played the hell out of the mobile one, right? So I had an experience with the mobile side of things. So I feel like it opens up a little bit of a new audience. It does make a lot of money, like that's why they do it. But so long as they treat it with at least a little bit of care, I don't typically have qualms with get like a company doing a good enough mobile game that makes them more monies that they can use for better development on some other games as well.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. I mean, it just really depends on which way they go with it, and if microtransactions just ends up making them a ton of money, like why wouldn't you just keep doing that? And then that just becomes like it sets like a precedent. I feel sometimes, but we'll see. You're right. There are a lot of other Mega Man games I can get.
Yeah, go play another Mega Man game. But I want to talk about a little bit before we talk about some other stuff about Exoprimal. I mean, what are you feeling off of Exoprimal? We saw a pretty in-depth trailer, and again, I think our overall sentiments is that there's a lot more multiplayer and live service integration than we originally thought. But what are your reactions to Exoprimal?
I was really surprised that there was a multiplayer in it. So I saw it. I mean, I first saw it at Tokyo Game Show last year, and they had like a giant dinosaur. I was like, oh, okay, looks like a dinosaur game with some shooting in it. Cool, happy for that community. It wasn't something I would ever think of picking up, but after seeing that today, like it seems very dynamic. There's like so many layers to it, and mostly it's the multiplayer for me. Like I'll play a game like this if my friends are into it, but I don't think I would like solo through a story like that. I'm not as invested. So this showcase, yeah, really if caught my eye, so maybe it'll catch a lot of other people's as well who like multiplayer games like this. What about you?
Yeah, I think my thing was gonna be like it's not gonna be one of those games that I personally pick up on day one and like play the single player experience and really go for it. I think the way that Extra Prime is likely gonna be for me is that if my other friends pick it up and say it's good and like you know egg me on to play it a little bit more and really like rave about the live service elements of it, I think I'll try it because it has the elements of what I like cool-ish mech stuff, fighting dinosaurs. Like that, how is that not a good concept, right? Like that's just a
Mechs and
Saturday night,
dinosaurs.
just like zone out, just like laser some dinosaurs. But I'm also interested how they're packaging this, where it's like it does seem like this is one of the premier kind of like live service Capcom games. I'm thinking of games like Destiny, right? And obviously you can even take a look at the mech inspiration from Destiny as well. So I I don't know. I want to do another deep dive into Capcom, maybe on a future episode of the 20M podcast, right? About like how they're building their catalog of games. They have their fighting game vertical, they have the action game vertical, like Devil May Cry. They have the horror vertical with Resident Evil, and then also like if you talk about types of formats as well, it's like they have their mobile gacha game, they have their indie kind of like Ace Attorney story visual novel kind of experiences, and then
Just
now
call Ace
we're
Attorney an indie game.
yeah, I didn't think of absolutely.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What am I doing here?
Absolutely. Come on, like I meant solely more so on the visual novel aspect, a little bit
Yeah.
more intimate, like of a visual novel experience. And then yeah, so I just like interested to see how they're kind of like really setting them up for success and diversifying a lot of their properties, which is just so again, I really want to emphasize, like I literally remember the days where Capcom was like about to go under and people wouldn't even think take a look at Capcom whatsoever. But dude, this is awesome for them.
Yeah, this is great. I think like what you were saying earlier, you were like, oh, I didn't know like you didn't register that Senny was Capcom. If you go to like their wiki page, they have so many IPs, like things that
Mhm.
were like it's so nostalgic to look at it. Like this one I'm gonna call here like Beautiful Joe. I don't know if you ever played
Oh
that.
yeah.
That's Capcom. I was like, wow, like I think that's dead, like dead. But they have a lot of titles here that would bring back a lot of nostalgia too. So
Yeah,
excited to
and
see what else to bring
I would
out.
talk about like my one thing I wanted to bring up with you. Talk about existing IP, but talk about new IP as well, right? Like I know you have reacted fondly upon this trailer that we're seeing on screen right now for those that are watching. But the trailer for Path of the Goddess.
Yes.
Any other additional reactions to what we saw today? Rina?
Um, it's pretty much well, they played the trailer which we saw yesterday already at Xbox. I'm excited to get into it. I mean, earlier we talked about how it's kind of a throwback to the PlayStation 2 era of gaming. And I really think so. I mentioned a game that I really am very fond of called Blood Hotel. It looks very similar to it, the aesthetics and the style. And I like at the end of it as well, which was really funny. Like they call out the fact that it's beautiful, but beautiful but creepy,
Mhm.
something like that. And I really like showcasing that side of Japanese mythology because it's not all pretty. And again, I guess just thinking about mythology, I also just when I was watching this, it made me think of Cabaret as well,
Mhm.
just like showing the dark side of any particular part of the world's like culture and heritage. So I like this sort of thing. I think like fantasy elements definitely are more my thing as opposed to like the sci-fi genre. So this is one I will probably be picking up when it comes out.
Yeah, I think my call out upon watching this trailer like 6 times at this point since we first saw it is the suit design like does look very modern for despite being a fantasy kind of like backdrop, right? Like an older fantasy kind of backdrop. But yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, what you said about the beauty and the grotesque is like so Japanese inherently, and uh, your excitement for this game is getting me excited about it. So again, the fact that Capcom can come and showcase these types of games that are maybe newer IP and take a bet on some of these other experiments and see where they end up, whilst also taking cues and inspiration, the way they do cutscenes, the way they I assume do boss fights from their other IP is such an interesting and cool flywheel. Um, so yeah, just a great one. Any final thoughts as we close out our live reactions to the 2023 Capcom Showcase, Rena?
Well, I mean, this is the very last live reaction we have planned for this week. And it's been a trip. This is the only one that's actually during my my regular waking hours. The last three have been at like 2, 3, 4 a.m. Japan time. It's been really exciting. I feel a lot closer to the game space. It's lovely to see all the chat that's happening on Twitter, to see like-minded people all being like excited for the same thing. I guess that's always like the beauty of being in this industry and just really loving games. But I'm sure both of us are excited to catch up on some sleep. What are your closing thoughts, Arif?
I think absolutely the sleep part specifically.
It's like-
But no, you're kind of right. I would love to, I know we have an upcoming episode of the 20M podcast the week after this new episode that will be premiering soon, where we want to kind of talk about some of the showcases as well and some other additional reactions. But overall, it's been a great trip just to be back in this not E3 season, the Summer Game Fest season, but just as a celebration. Like Twitter has been going off right now, you know what I mean? Like this entire weekend. It's just a celebration of games. But for me, for those that are watching, whether it be Capcom, whether it be the Xbox showcase, whether it be whatever else you've seen this period, I really hope that people take the time to like go back and relook at some of these games and get
oh
excited
my
for some of these
god,
games. Like,
I
I mean,
need
think about like
to.
Wholesome Games had 80 games at their show. Like Day of the Devs had like so many games as well, right? In addition to the Xbox showcase and Summer Game Fest. So I'm excited to do a deep dive later on the 20M podcast full episode, but you nailed it. What a celebration it is. And thank you everybody for celebrating with us, because I know that we've done a bevy of live streams, a whole assortment of live streams. So thanks for joining us on the live chat for those that have been up in our region at ungodly hours of the evening. But also for those that have watched all our recap videos, I know some of the views have been ticking up for some of our VOD videos, I should say, like the live streams, but just not live. I don't know why I'm describing it to the people, but it's just like, but thanks for joining us. Seriously, like, just having people in chat react alongside the stuff that they might be excited about, but I might not be excited about, is just the beauty of this season for me.
If nothing else, like having folks in chat has just like kept me awake, kept me sane. Honestly, I was like sitting here 4 a.m. What is my life? What is going on? But at least it's a shared experience. All going what is going on together.
And with that, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for our live reactions throughout the Summer Game Fest season. If you want to check out more content on the 20M side of things, hit the subscribe button. I mean, the channel is right, the area for you to check out some of our videos right below or right after this video. For those that are new to the platform, we share interviews with the people behind games, as well as deep dive into reviews and interesting video game topics that are relevant throughout the year. So please go check out some of our videos, and we can be found on social platforms at 20M Podcast on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and here on YouTube.
Exactly. That was great wrap up, Arief.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. We'll see you on the next 20M video.
Catch you, everyone. Take care. Thanks so much.
I should play a Devil May Cry game. I'm like thinking about it. I'm like, maybe that's the Capcom property I should get into. Yeah.
You're trying to find your Capcom.
Yeah, I'm trying to like get it. Yeah.
What is wrong with Ace Attorney? Why will